Hello, my name is Anissa Palacios, and I would like to give you an overview of the wonders of neuroscience that we have reached so far, in order to give you a foundation as we dive into deeper topics later on. Taking a first look at the brain, you wouldn't expect the endless abilities and impressive instincts or adaptability the brain is capable of. In this case, first impressions of the appearance of the brain can be deceitful to the importance and capabilities of the brain. First off, it's best to get familiar with neurons. Neurons are cells found in the brain with the role of receiving and transmitting electrical chemical signals. Neurons connect together and make a network that interact with each other through synapses. In other words, synapses serve as a connection point between neurons and send chemical signals to communicate called neurotransmitters. Your sensory experiences, perceptions of external experiences in life, and internal world are all thanks to neurons because your brain is responsible for firing neurons. Neurons firing electrical signals are called action potentials. So to visualize the process, the neuron first fires, then transmitters are released, then information is sent across the synapses till it reaches another neuron. Now multiply this by the vast amount of each neuron in the brain. Crazy, right? We have found this out through the study of neuroscience, known for being the study of the nervous system. In neuroscience, we conduct tests or experiments to solve the many hypothesis questions about the nervous system. We have made many discoveries about the brain through this, such as the discovery of neuroplasticity, which is the ability for the brain to change based on responding to the individual's environment or personal experience. We can conduct experiments using between subjects design, which is a different set of individuals for each condition, or within subjects design, which uses the same subjects to test the experiment. We utilize the independent variable and dependent variable for these tests. For example, if we are testing oxytocin levels for the ability to trust, the independent variable would be oxytocin because it is what we are controlling or manipulating, and the dependent variable would be trustworthiness. Many people have tried to experiment based on the nature versus nurture debate. The nature versus nurture debate was trying to determine how much of behavior came from genes or from experience. Species evolve by changing over time in order to survive in their environment. Natural selection is the idea that heritable traits are passed down for a higher rate of survival. According to Charles Darwin, the ability for an animal to survive and pass down their valuable traits are called fitness. This connects with the brain because our brain evolves and adapts with our environment. The brain can be divided into parts depending on the critical role they play. The central nervous system is a part of the nervous system within the skull and the spine. The peripheral nervous system is a part of the nervous system outside the skull and the spine. The peripheral nervous system has the somatic nervous system that responds to external environment, which has afferent nerves that sends signals to the central nervous system, and also has efferent nerves that send motor signals from the central nervous system to skeletal muscles or internal organs. This relates to neural conduction because the brain sends action potentials in order to communicate with the body. The membrane potential of the neuron at rest is typically around -70 millivolts. The sodium-potassium pump is an ion transporter that switches 3 sodium ions inside the neuron for 2 potassium ions outside the neuron. This relates to drugs because drugs can alter the brain state or neural activity. Psychoactive drugs can shape personal experience and behavior. Addiction is most known as being physically dependent on a drug. Drug tolerance can influence how your body reacts to a certain amount of drug. There are 2 types. Metabolic tolerance is a tolerance caused by the less amount of the drug, and functional tolerance is caused by the less reactivity of the drug.